Simmental heifers. These are summer yearling heifers calved between May and August of 2023. We have one entry, Miss Little Angel, exhibited by Hilton Smith. This exhibit was born on June 12th, 2023. Yes. Okay. Okay. Would Ella Rogers please have her spring yearling heifer ready to go? Spring yearling heifer. We have Love Story and exhibited by Ella Rogers. First call. Please come to the ready area.
Get ready to start our junior heifer show, and we'll start with the Simmental division. Young man's got a June female out here, a June purebred semi, and I can tell you she's pretty good. I like this heifer a lot. You know, as we go through and look at breeds of cattle, there's things we'd like to see. We'd like for the things that are similar in all of them that I like to see in young females. I like to see lots of rib shape. I like to see lots of extension. I want them good at the ground. I want them to be able to get out and track around the ground, get out on the move, set that hock, and just move like you want them to. This young man's got a really nice June heifer that does a lot of those things right. So it's a good one to start our show with. He's doing a great job with her. If you show cattle, you know the hardest thing to do is be out in the ring by yourself, but he's doing a good job. Give him a nice hand. Congratulations on a good place to start our semi show.
All right, Hilton's a hand now, folks. Give him another round of applause. That, when you're showing 12 times your body weight and a heifer by herself, you're the single entry. He's done a good job for us. That's a beautiful heifer. Here we come with Miss Ella Rogers. She has a spring yearling heifer, and she is RIC Love Story. Registration number, she's a registered semi. Ella Rogers. Exhibitors in the beef barn, please come through the double doors near the west end of the parking lot. Don't come through the middle. We've got spectators, displays. There's just come through the double doors down there by the parking lot, please, and that'll get you right to the ready area.
Another really nice single entry February sim female. Just a really good one. Big ribbed, really attractive on the profile. I like the way she kind of comes into that neck, ties into the shoulder, Female that carries back then with lots of rib shape, really good in her top line. And be real honest with you, she is a little bit deceiving to me because when I watch her track away from her, she probably narrows her base a little more than I thought maybe she would. I thought maybe she'd stay a little wider down at the ground, but it's not to say she doesn't have enough top in her and enough muscle in her. Just like, just standing there looking at her, you watch her come in, you think she's going to carry herself with a little more width at the ground. But she gets out and tracks around the ring. She's a good female. Another really nice single entry. Congratulations. Give this young lady a nice hand bringing out a good female.
All right. For the Simmental breed, our champion heifer class, the champion drive will be next. We have 2 class champions. Oh, wait a minute. What? Don't we have a junior spring? What's this? Wait a minute. This one hasn't come in yet.
That's Sim Jim. We're doing Simmental.
Okay.
It's a different breed.
Okay. Sim Genetics. Okay. Sim Cross. All right. Champion drive. Let's come on back in, Mr. Smith and Miss Rogers. Let's bring those heifers back for the Simmental heifer champion drive. Junior Simmental champion drive.
Well, we've just had these 2 purebred semis to start our show with, but you could go judge a lot of them, a lot of places, and still end up with the same 2 standing out here to pick champion out of. These are both really good females. Young man's June heifer, the February heifer that follows in behind her, just a nice pair of females. When you get them out here together and then you start looking at them and you can see a little bit of advantage, I think, in our bigger heifer, just that little more matured presence that she brings to the ring, a little wolfier made, lots of rib, lots of dimension, but 2 really good cattle, 2 good showmen working really hard to get to this point. Give them a nice hand. We'll pick our champion in reserve. Congratulations.
All right. Congratulations to Miss Ella Rogers with her love story heifer. And that was the Simmental Spring Yearling Heifer, calved from March to April 2023. She is your Simmental Champion Junior Heifer. Mr. Hilton Smith exhibited the Reserve Champion Summer Yearling Heifer, calved May through August 2023. That calf's birthday was 6/12 of 23. He was your Reserve Champion. Now, our next class are Simmental Genetics, or some sort of Simmental Cross. This is Mr. Jackson Walker leading Lady May. Single entry. This will also be your Junior Simmental Genetics Champion Heifer class as well.
Another really nice entry in our Sim Genetics. April Junior yearling, a female that when he gets her set, and I think we'll look forward to bringing her back into the ring when we got more cattle with her so she'll relax. But she really will come together. I mean, she ties in really neat into her shoulder, carries back with lots of rib, lots of dimension to her. Stand and look down her top, look into her hip, look at her width when she tracks away from you. She's a female that sure has a lot of good to her, lots of quality in this female. And again, just like in our last division, you can travel a lot of miles and judge a lot of shows and still find these same cattle at the end, because these are the good ones. These are the high quality genetics. This is a good female. Look forward to getting her back in our lineup. Give this young man a nice hand. Congratulations on a good heifer.
All right, that concludes the Simmental and Sim Genetic division of our Junior Heifer Show. And Mr. Jackson Walker is leading the champion heifer from the Sim Genetics Class 2 entry. He will come back for our overall grand drive later this afternoon. Now we'll start our Junior Angus heifers. Okay. We'll have 2 records in Class 3. Wait a minute.
I don't think they're here.
Wow. All right. So there's 4 head in this class.
No. This is a class, this is a class, this is a class, this is a class, this is a class.
Okay. All right. We're in Class 1403. We have Maddox Reed. Okay. All right. All right. And then we have early summer yearling heifer, calved May through June. That'd be Mr. Jackson Walker, if he could come back. We've got pending registration on this particular exhibit. Be entry number 2279. Is Adeline Lee present with her heifer? Oh, okay, Adeline Lee.
They had to go get the other.
Okay, and then we're waiting on Mr. Walker, who just led the Sim influenced heifer back to the stalls.
Okay, Jackson doesn't have one.
Okay, so excuse me.
Hey, Chris, there's only one in this class.
Okay, Adeline, will you please exhibit that good-looking heifer for us? This is EP Queen. She's a registered Angus heifer, born May 4th, 2023. She'd be in the early summer yearling heifers, calved May through June 2023. Adeline Lee.
Thank you, ma'am. One heifer in that class out there.
So Maddox Reed is not here?
Correct.
No, I just got told that Jackson didn't have that heifer.
And how about
Correct.
Maddox Reed?
He is not here.
That's Reed Angus from Akron.
Correct.
So they're not here.
Correct.
That is correct.
I will chew Tom's ass. I will chew Tom. I will
You're-
chew Tom's ass.
You're on open mic.
Yeah. No.
Well, just a single entry to start our Angus show with, a May summer yearling. Just another really, really nice female. Talk about the maternal aspect that this female brings to the ring, the big rib, the high volume, kind of a cow type female. You know, you look at these young heifers, the way I look at them is I like to see them look like they're going to be good cows when we get done showing them. When we pull the halters off of them and we turn them out, want them to go out and make a living for us and do the things that we expect them to do. And this is really maternal type female. I think she's got plenty of rib shape, plenty of dimension. She gets around the ring good. She tracks good. She's a female that sure like. I think there's a lot of long-term effects in this heifer. You know, and be real honest with you, you always see things you'd like to change about them. Maybe we could freshen her up just a little bit from her chest floor up into her neck, just freshen that up, make her a little more attractive made. But this is a good young female. Tremendous cow power here. Young lady's doing a nice job out in the ring with her. Give her a nice hand for bringing her out. Congratulations.
All right. Adeline Lee, leading EP Queen. She is your class champion for the early summer yearling heifers. Up next, Beck Paulson be our next entry for the early junior yearling heifers. Beck Paulson.
So Clint, after this next class, you're going to have a champion drive and then Angus Showmanship.
Okay.
Another really good Angus female. Got to see this heifer earlier in our FFA show. Young man's done a really nice job with her. Brings her in there pretty fresh. I think this time of the year you start looking at these junior yearling heifers. Condition can be an issue. If we've overfed one, then we get concerned about just how that's going to affect them when we get them into production. But this female, I think, comes in the right condition. I think she's really fresh in the way she handles herself out here on the move. She's a female that you start looking at the center portion of their body, from their shoulder into their flank, middle portion of her body. She's got lots of rib shape too. Another really maternal type female heifer that's sure got enough to her. She's more than adequate. I think when we start talking about top and hip, she's got enough dimension to her. Just a good heifer that I think represents herself really well. Young man's done a nice job with her. We look forward to bringing him back in our champion drive. Give him a nice hand. Congratulations on a good female.
All right, give Beck Paulson a round of applause. He'll be back for our champion round after we exhibit Joey Patton, the early junior yearling heifer, Diamond T Elba. Joey Patton showing Diamond T Elba. Okay, then we need our champion class for the junior yearling Angus heifers. Champion class, please. So Beck Paulson and Adeline Lee, if you can make it back, we'll determine our early junior yearling heifer Angus class. Okay. Okay. Joey Patton made it with his heifer. It's good to see you, Joey. I'm back up a little bit. But Joey can join, I believe. He can join the champion drive, right? Can Joey just come right into the champion drive? Okay, thank you.
Pulled in this last, which she would have been a class winner. We'd have seen her come through here, but put her in our champion drive. And a January junior yearling, you can look at this female and compare to the heifer standing above her. Just a lot of quality in this heifer. This is a good female. I think she's one that does a lot of things right. I think she's the similarities between these three females out here. I think you look for, you know, for me, when I look at them, what I want to see, I like to see that same rib shape in all three of these females. Big cow power, kind of big middled females. I think from a standpoint of finding one that maybe has a little more power in them, this January heifer comes in and tracks a little wider, a little more top, a little more hip. Stand back and look at her, she's a little more bone and foot and substance and power in this female. So I think you can sure break them apart. You know, this is where, as breeders of cattle, you know, if you're in this business of breeding purebred livestock or commercial cattle or whatever, everybody's got their own personal preferences on how they want their cattle to be, the type that you want to use to raise cattle, to raise the kinds you like. I think all three of these provide a lot of quality, a lot of good, and I think that's the most important thing to remember is, you know, it takes quality livestock to raise quality livestock. So you want to start out with something that's pretty good. Then you can fine tune them. You can mate these cattle to do the things you want them to do. So there's a lot of good here. All three of these exhibitors are doing a really nice job in the ring. Give them a big hand. We'll pick a champion and a reserve. Congratulations on a good set of cattle.
All right, let's congratulate our junior Angus showman with their heifer. We've got Joey Patton as your champion. He's leading Diamond T. Elba, and your reserve champion was Adeline Lee with EP Queen. Again, your champion was Joey Patton, leading Diamond T. Elba, and Adeline Lee was reserve with EP Queen. Now, we're going to have Miss Lee and Mr. Paulson return for Junior Angus Heifer Showmanship. Okay, there is a change in the schedule. I'm sorry. The Junior Angus Heifer Showmanship will come after.
Yes, after the showmanship. After the state fair showmanship.
After State Fair Showmanship, it is a special classification. Okay? It is a special sponsored classification. Thank you. All right. So, are we starting our Are we starting the Herefords? Okay.
Okay, now you go to the Hereford.
Okay. Now we will begin our Hereford breed junior heifer division. And in our first class of junior Herefords, we have Charles St. Louis leading CW Wayline and Cashley Chambers leading Lucy These are heifers born between January and February of 2023. In our show ring now is Charles. What's wrong?
It's breaking up in the.
Forgive me, please. Charlie St. Louis, leading C.W. Wayne. Cashley Chambers is leading Lucy. These are your junior yearling Hereford heifers, calved January through February 2023. Second call for junior maintainer heifers. Second call for junior maintainer heifers. Tinley Becker, Cassidy Schofield. Whoever touched that box needs their fingers cut off.
Okay, well, I heard you playing today, you never broke up.
All right.
And we altered one of the buttons
Okay.
right before, so.
All right.
Pretty impressive pair of these Hereford
I
Junior
need to
yearling
call
females.
Moses again.
A lot of differences. I think is you can step back and look at them, and you can find a place to start either one of them, and I think you can sure justify it. I think when we compare them, for me, and we start standing them out here and looking at the differences, probably the first place it's going to start for me is when we get them on the move, watch them track around the ring. Heifer that wins the class, young lady out on the front end here, that heifer's going to reach up under herself, take a little better stride, a little more flex in her hock, want to be just a little more comfortable on the move. Young lady's heifer that comes next has a tendency to want to shorten up a little bit. She doesn't want to flex quite as much as our class winner. And it's, a lot of it has to do with the way these cattle are put together. I will tell you that, some things I'd like to change in that class winner, like drop that tail head down a little bit, which our second place heifer is really better right out through there. But when you really want to compare the type of cattle they are, I think our class winner from her balances up better, from her chest forward as you look up through that neck and shoulder, and the way she comes up out of her shoulder, I think she carries herself a little better than the young lady's heifer that's second. Big power heifer in second. There's a lot of dimension in that female. She just wants to get a little shorter on her stride and get a little tighter at her hock. Not quite as flexible as our class winner, but good pair of young females. Nice job. They're already gone, but we can still give them a nice hand for coming out. Congratulations.
Congratulations to our junior Hereford heifer exhibitors. Our champion is Cashley Chambers with Lucy, and our reserve champion is Charlie St. Louis, leading C.W. Waylongin. Now we're on to our maintainer heifers. We have Tinley Becker. She's a scratch. Okay, and is that Cassidy Schofield? No Cassidy Schofield? Right. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so Lana Johnson and Job Knight.
We're on the mains. Up here.
Damn. Okay.
Jackson.
All right, Jackson Walker pardon me, I'll get it straight here in a minute. For Jackson Walker with his junior main and Jew heifer, summer yearling heifer, DRIT Lexi ET.
And then your next class, Tinley, scratched.
So it's just been Cassidy Schofield.
Another really nice single entry in this division. Just a good heifer that I think brings a lot of quality to the ring. She balances up really nice. She's pretty attractive up in her front end. Carries back with lots of rib, lots of swoop of belly. Has plenty of dimension to her. You can stand behind her, look down her top into her hip. She's sure got some width and dimension. Just a good female. Sure going to look good, I think, when we get into our lineup. You know, like I said, there's always places you'd tweak one a little bit. I'd maybe tweak her just a little bit on those back feet, get her to just set up a little square. But this is a really good female, and that's just picking on good cattle that, you know, you got to kind of find places you'd like to change them a little bit. But this is a good effort. Young man's doing a really nice job. Give him a good hand. Congratulations on this class winner, division champion.
Big round of applause for Mr. Jackson Walker, who exhibited Lexi, a junior main and Jew heifer, born May 2nd, 2023. He is your champion, junior maid heifer, as well as the class champion. We'll see him later this afternoon in the grand drive. Now we're on to our junior maintainer heifers. And for our first class, we need Miss Cassidy Schofield, leading DRIT Lolly, born May 5th, 2023.
Another really nice May summer yearling. Start our maintainer division with, man, standing still. She's killer look. She's really easy to look at. Love her on the profile. She carries in neat into that, from her neck into her shoulder, comes back into some body and rib. You know, and I mean, it's like we've talked about every one of them. You get them out, there's some things you want to change about them. I'd like to see this heifer relax her top a little bit. When she gets out on the move, she'll want to roll up just a tick in the middle. She wants to track just a little bit outside of herself. But I think, you know, standing still, she just puts a pretty good picture together. Really hard to pick on this heifer too much. Very deserving of winning this class. She's going to look fun bringing her back in here for a championship drive. This heifer's been well cared for, well maintained. Presentation's right, just a good one. Young lady's doing a nice job. Give her a big hand. Congratulations.
All right, let's congratulate Cassidy Schofield with DRIT Lolly. She is the class champion. Next in the ring are spring yearling maintainer heifers, calved March through April 2023. Lana Johnson leading Lucky Star. Lana Johnson leading her April 2nd born Lucky Star. Job is a scratch? Okay. In the ring is Lana Johnson with Lucky Star.
Really nice April junior yearling in our maintainer division. Tremendous amount of rib in this cow. She's big bodied.
Attention.
You know, she's a female that sure has a maternal look to her. And I guess, it's easy to see. You stand back and talk about where we want to change them at. And I think it's obvious, for me, I'd freshen this heifer up a little bit. I think she's at that point where she could stand to be probably kicked out, freshened up, take that chest out of her, let her kind of come back to herself a little bit. I think she's sure got enough to her that you're not going to lose that extra cow power, that extra rib and dimension she has. Stand behind her and look down her top, look at her width of pin, look at how wide she is, and she's sure got some dimension to her. She'll want to kind of get off just a little bit when you get down to the ground, kind of want to squirrel up just a little bit on those feet, but this is a good female. And I mean, I'm trying to be, I'm not being critical of good ones. I'm just telling you where the obvious thing is for me that I'd change about her, but that's still a really good cow. A lot of quality there, a lot of good ones. It's going to be really interesting to put these two heifers back in the ring because it's going to be some give and take on which way we end up going, but it's a good pair of females. This is a really good class winner too. Young lady's doing an awesome job showing her. Give her a nice hand. Congratulations.
Okay. Let's congratulate entry number 1385. Now, that was Lana Johnson, and then we're going to come back for our champion maintainer drive. Champion maintainer heifer drive. We have Lana Johnson and Cassidy Schofield.
Really interesting pair of females for our maintainer division, and they're probably obviously maybe a little bit opposite in the kind of cattle they are. I think you can look at them and see the differences between them. They're pretty unique, each one of them in their own right, and I think there's a lot of, obviously there's a lot of quality in both of them. They're just made a little different. Young heifers, the young lady has up on the front end, balances up a little better, a little more attractive made, maybe not as much to hers when we compare to the more mature, bigger bodied, bulkier heifer standing behind her. And honestly, I think from a standpoint of get them out on the move, they both could stand be tweaked just a little bit, but they're both good enough. I think they track around the ring. You can stand and watch them step under themselves, kind of get out and track. You stand behind them. Both of them kind of have the same place. I'd like to change them a little. They want to kind of come down and get off on those back feet just a little bit, maybe not be quite as square hitting the ground. This is a good pair of females, and I think is, again, back up, breeders of cattle, pick what you like. Go with where you want to go. Obviously, and I told you earlier, I worry a little bit when we get into these older females if they've got a little more condition on them, but I think you also got to look through that and see what you have here. And I think you've got a good set of heifers both ends of this thing in the May and in April. Big cows, lots of quality, a lot of good. You can kind of pick them the way you want as breeders of cattle, but give both these young ladies a nice hand. We're going to just kind of walk around them again, look at them, congratulate them. Good set of females. Congratulations.
All right, that was our champion junior maintainer heifer champion drive. Our champion exhibitor was Cassidy Schofield, leading DRIT Lolly, and our reserve champion, Lana Johnson with Lucky Star. That concludes our maintainer division. Now we're on to the junior Shorthorn heifer division. First class junior heifer calves born on or after January 1, 2024. Single entry, Miss Paige Parker.
Really nice spring baby and March baby we've got in the ring to compliment this young lady. I could use her at my house, getting our heifer calves broke this time of the year and get them going. Get one here at this point. You're doing quite a bit to get her to be that bloomy, show us that much quality to her. Just a really nice March baby that's got a lot of future. I think you can sure see she's attractive made. She's really got lots of length of neck, ties in neat into her shoulder. Carries back already, you can see at a young age that she's going to have plenty of rib, plenty of dimension in this female. Just a really good place to start our Shorthorn show. Young lady's doing a nice job. Give her a big hand for bringing her out. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Miss Paige Parker, leading Fancy. Next up is our senior heifer calves. These are fall borns, September to December 2023. Kaylee Simpson leading Roan Rosie.
Another really nice September female start our senior calf division. Heifer that stand back and look at her again. And you know, it's a lot of the same things. We look through these cattle, try to find these heifers that you can talk about the rib that they have, the middle portion of their body, center section, bold sprung rib, kind of females that look like they're going to make young cows, and this female sure has plenty of it. You know, and like I said, on every one of them come through here, there's always a place or two you'd like to change them a little bit. Could maybe lengthen this heifer's hip just a little bit from the hooks back into that pin placement. Just stretch her off just a little bit, make her balance up a little better. But just a really nice, attractive female. Super pretty fronted. Really, really attractive made. A lot of future in this heifer. This young lady's doing an awesome job with her. Give her a nice hand. Congratulations on a good female.
All right. Congratulate Kaylee Simpson on our next class. Kaylee Simpson will come back with her summer yearling heifer born last summer between May and August 2023 to July 14th born heifer Roan Sable. Kaylee Simpson will be exhibiting Roan Sable, a July 14th 23 model calf. Heifer, excuse me. Class is complete.
Really nice July single entry. A female young lady had the one in the last class, brings out another one. This one's probably a little more extended than our last heifer that she had out here. A little more length of top, length of hip, length from point of her shoulder forward. Just a lot of length and extension in this heifer. Still plenty of total body mass, still plenty of rib and plenty of depth of body, still good hipped, good on the move. She'll track out, cover her tracks. I think it's just a really good female. There's a lot of future in this heifer. She's still really fresh. We're just kind of getting her cranked up and getting her going, but it's a good heifer that's sure got a lot of good in her. I like the way she gets around the ring. Just a lot of quality. Congratulations on another really nice heifer.
All right. And Kaylee Simpson with Roan Sable, class champion. Our next entry is Miss Ashlyn Berg, spring yearling heifer, calved between March and April 2023. And Ashlyn's leading Adele, 5J Adele.
Really nice March junior yearling. This heifer's probably got a little more power in her than what we've seen come through the ring. And by that, I mean she's got a little more width of top, carries back with lots of hip in her, lots of dimension. And, she's not lean by any means, but I will give her credit. I think this heifer carries her condition really well. It hasn't become distracting yet. I think you can look through her and see that she has got a little bit of condition on her, but it actually kind of complements her, sure makes her look like she's a little wider, a little powerful. But I will tell you, you watch her track away from you, she's wide at the ground. She's wide in her base. So I think that's an indicator that she does have some real natural thickness and power in her. Maybe not as soggy made as what we've seen in some of these other junior yearlings, not quite as bulky and through that rib shape, but still really a good female. I think there's a lot of good in this heifer. And I do realize that, these females that, you get a dark heifer that's kind of white-bellied, and sometimes it's a little deceiving, takes a little of that rib shape out of them. This female sure got a lot of good to her, though. Young lady's doing an awesome job. Nice female. Congratulations. Give her a nice hand for bringing her out.
All right, that was Miss Ashlyn Berg leading Adele. Now, we have our next junior yearling heifers. These are calved winter, January through February 23. We have two entrants. We have Paige Parker with Goose and Reese Locke with By the Moonlight Missy.
Really, really nice pair of these females. They And the differences, I think, when you stand back and look at them, you can really see it on the profile. You can see the way these cattle are put together, how they balance up. Just from a phenotype standpoint, our class winner is going to handle herself a little better. She ties in a little neater into her shoulder, extends herself out a little better. I like the way that neck comes out of her shoulder, kind of balances her up. She's more than adequate. She's not as stout and powerful as that heifer standing behind her. There's a tremendous amount of power in this young lady's heifer that stands second. Along with that power, though, probably going to get a little more shoulder. She's got a little more width up in that front end, ties up a little tighter from her neck right into the way she ties into her shoulder. Female that's just doesn't want to balance up quite as well as our class winner, but it's a good pair of females. There's a lot of good in both of them, a little different in kind, but a lot of quality in both these heifers. Give these young ladies a nice hand for bringing them out. Congratulations.
All right, that concludes class of our junior yearling heifers that were calved in January, February of 2023. Your class champion was Paige Parker with Goose, and your second place heifer was Reese Locke, leading By the Moonlight Missy. Our next drive will be the champion in reserve junior shorthorn heifers. We need Paige Parker, Ashlyn Berg, Kaylee Simpson twice, and Paige Parker once again. Our first class of shorthorn heifers, we have Paige Parker leading Fancy. That heifer was born after January 1 of this winter, 2024. Next, we have an exhibit owned by Kaylee Simpson. Roan Rosie. It's a senior heifer calf. Next, we should have Kaylee Simpson again with Roan Sable. That is a summer yearling heifer calf, calved between May and August 2023. Ashlyn Berg, spring yearling heifer, birth date March 1st, 2023. And then our class champion Goose, that is led by Paige Parker, should be our fourth entrant in the Grand Champion Junior Shorthorn Heifer Drive.
Get ready to pick our champion shorthorn female, and just really a nice lineup of these cattle. As many heifers come through the ring for this breed as any breed we've had. The quality has been good all the way through from our March baby up into these junior yearlings. We're looking at some age variation, but we're not looking at a lot of difference in quality on good cattle and kind of cattle that I think's got a lot of future, has got a lot of good to them. So there's lots of opportunities in the ring here. Good set of these, for whatever reason. I guess no guys show shorthorns. The girls are all showing shorthorns. Good set of young ladies out in the ring here, bringing these cattle to us. Give them a nice hand for coming out. We'll pick our champion in reserve. Congratulations on a good set of cattle.
Let's congratulate Miss Paige Parker for her champion Shorthorn Heifer, and Ashlyn Berg is the reserve Shorthorn Heifer in your 2024 Colorado State Fair Shorthorn Breed Division. Let's give those ladies a big round of applause.
So, classes.
Next up are your Shorthorn Plus heifers. First class will be blues, one entrant in the junior heifer calves. That's calves that were born after January 1st, 2024. Our first entry is Blues Valentine Fletcher, led by Reese Locke. This heifer was born February 14th, 2024.
Really nice February heifer calf. Young lady's got a lot to be excited about with this one. This is one I think's got a tremendous future. She's put together right. Love that extension of front end. Love the way she comes out of her shoulder, jets that neck up in there. She's got carries back with lots of length to her. She's sure got some good to this female. There's a lot of quality here, you know, and all she needs is time. I think this is a February baby that I think by this time next year she could be really, really powerful. Really, if she holds that look and continues to mature into the depth and dimension that she brings to the ring now, just a lot of excitement here in this young heifer calf. Young lady should be very proud of her. Congratulations on a good one. Really nice baby to start our Shorthorn Plus show with.
Let's give a round of applause for Miss Reese Locke, showing her junior heifer calf, born this winter, February 14th, 2024. That was Blues Valentine Fletcher. Next up, our spring yearling heifers, calved spring yearling Shorthorn Plus heifers, calved from between March and April of 2023. We should have three entrants. Tavin Locke with Get You Some Thing to Believe. Then we have Hilton Smith, Miss Lipstick, and Brock Fassett leading Miss Darcy Sears. Taven Locke is leading Get You Some Thing to Believe. Hilton Smith is leading Miss Lipstick and Whiskey. And Brock Fassett is leading Miss Darcy Sears.
Pretty interesting class of Shorthorn Pluses. And a lot of differences in these cattle, difference in endpoints, growth curves, management. I think there's a lot of things you can talk about. Thing I will tell you is all three of these are really good females. So I think you could sure make a case starting any one of these, starting a class with any one of them. The one that I'm attracted to, I think brings the most good things for me today. A little fresher made red heifer stands up here on the front end, a little more extension, different growth curve than the other two heifers standing behind her. Obviously, a little different endpoint. She's a little more extended in the way she's made. Lots more length, I think, from one end to the other. Still adequate, I think, when we start talking about rib and dimension and body. But I love her from the standpoint of she's really fresh. She's pretty sound on the move. She'll get out and track and get around the ring. And I just think, and I'll be, if we're going to pick at her, one place you could pick at her is right there in her chest floor. You could take just a little of that out of her, but it's not distracting. It doesn't throw her out of balance. That's just a place where you could look at her and say, I'd like to change that a little bit. But I love her because she's fresh. I think she's sure got enough width and dimension to her. I think she just, and her advantage, I think when we compare to the young lady's blue roan that stands behind her, her advantage is the extension that our class winner brings. She's more extended from one end to the other. She's extended from the point of her shoulder forward, back in from her point of her shoulder back into her hip. She's just got a little more length, a little more growth. I love this blue heifer, this blue and white heifer standing still. She's probably not as fresh as I'd like to see her. She's going to get a little punchy, I think, when we start looking at just how much condition she has in her. Her advantage when we compare to the blue heifer behind her is when we get them on the move. I think she tracks out, covers her tracks, gets a little more flexible at the ground. So I think she's a female that, like I said, all three of these are really high-quality cattle. And I know it's disappointing to have a heifer as good as these two standing second and third and not get to win your class, but there's just some fine things we'd change about them. I love this heifer. I just like to freshen her up a little bit, extend her out a little bit when compared to the class winner. Young man's blue roan heifer that comes next, heifer that just, standing still, you just appreciate her. She's got as much rib and as much body as we've seen come through here. She gets out on the move, though, and she gets a little tight in her hock. She pounds the ground a little bit, doesn't want to just reach up and take a soft, flexible step, like to relax her a little bit in that area. And again, she's got a little different endpoint, I think, when we compare to our class winner. She's probably not going to reach out, have quite the same growth curve as our class winner has, but I think good cattle all the way through. Really good set of cattle. Give these young exhibitors a nice hand. Congratulations.
Congratulations to our spring yearling Shorthorn Plus heifers. First place went to Hilton Smith, leading Miss Lipstick and Whiskey. Second place went to Taven Locke, leading Get You Something to Believe. And third place was Brock Fassett with Miss Darcy Sears. Next up, Donovan West, leading Peakview Charlotte. Born December 2nd, 2022, Donovan West.
Get into our older heifer division, senior yearling, December female that's coming to. Just a really good female. She's been managed correct from the standpoint of condition. She's really fresh, and I think that's to her advantage. I'll be real honest with you, get a heifer this age, I'd like to see her showing us a little more udder, show the fact that she's probably a little further along, get her to drop that flank a little bit, show me that she's getting a little closer to production in these cattle, whether you want to calve these Decembers in the fall or as Januaries or whatever, but I do think she could stand to just be a little bit further along production-wise, but from a phenotype standpoint, from a management standpoint, she's really been managed right. I like her. She's fresh, and she got a lot of future left in her. She's sure attractive made. Young man's doing a nice job with her. She balances up nice. She's got a good top in her, nice hip in her, got some bone and substance, a good foot under her, just a nice female. Just like to see her just a tick further along, but congratulations on a good heifer, on a good female in this class. Give this young man a nice hand for bringing her out. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Donovan West, leading Peakview Charlotte in your senior yearling heifers, calved between September and December of 2022. Now, this is always a lot of fun. We've got a cow-calf pair led by Mrs. Reese Locke. Kiss and Tell Blue. Kiss and Tell Blue.
Both areas.
30 minutes after the last class, we will do the spring female. Then we'll do showmanship.
I've been informed, and I need to tell you guys that we will do
Really nice 2-year-old, the mother of that February heifer calf that we saw in the first class, and doing what we would like for them to do, whether they're show heifers or cows. Give them as 2s, and I think gives you a jump on what they can do production-wise. And this is a good female. You can see where that phenotype in that baby comes from. It sure comes out of her mother. She's made like her mother. You know, there's a lot of quality in her, and I'll just be real honest with you. If I was going to change this 2-year-old any at all, I'd just try to fill that bag up, fill that udder up, balance it up just a little bit, get a little more production into those front quarters, get her to just show us a little more. But that's picking on a really nice 2-year-old that obviously is doing her job and raising a heifer calf behind her that sure has a lot of future. So it's good to see cattle come to the ring that we know kind of prove to us what they can do. This is a really nice pair. Congratulations to this young lady on a good pair. Give them a nice hand for bringing out a good set of cattle.
Okay, congratulations, Reese Locke, with their Kiss and Tell Blue cow-calf pair. Now we'll have our champion Shorthorn Plus drive. Need to let everyone know that 30 minutes after the last junior heifer class, 30 minutes after the last junior heifer class, we will have our Supreme Heifer Drive, and then we'll go into Showmanship. 30 minutes after the last junior heifer class, we will do our Premier Heifer Drive, then we will go into Showmanship. Coming into the ring momentarily is our champion Shorthorn Plus Heifer Drive. Once again, we'd like to inform everyone that if you have friends, family, and relatives across the country or can't make it to the show, showbarnflix.com is broadcasting and has been broadcasting since Thursday night at the Colorado State Fair Junior Division. Showbarnflix.com is broadcasting this live, and they have been since Thursday evening. Coming into the ring now for our junior Shorthorn Plus Heifer Champion Drive. Hilton Smith. Reese Locke with 2 entries. And Donovan West with his senior yearling heifer. Reese Locke is showing blues Valentine Fletcher. And I guess someone's helping her with her cow-calf pair. Donovan West.
Get ready to pick our Shorthorn Plus champion, similar to our Shorthorn show. Good numbers, lots of quality, a lot of good cattle come through the ring, and kind of the way we've lined them up, obviously our first class winner, the February heifer calf, standing down there with her mother that won the last class, is the cow-calf pair. So just from a ease for our showman, to make it easier for them, we'll let that heifer calf stand down here rather than put her out on the front end. But we talked about these cattle coming through, about just how good they are, what a future there is in this February heifer calf. She's got a tremendous future. Got a great mother standing in front of her. Young man's December, the orange-looking heifer, just another really good one, big-footed, big bone. Then a nice pair of our junior yearlings up here that have a little difference in kind, but not in quality. And I think there's a thing to remember again as we talk about quality cattle, how important it is to have quality genetics to raise these good cattle to do what we want them to do. So ring full of good ones, a good set of young exhibitors too. So give them a nice hand for bringing them out. We'll pick our champion in reserve. Congratulations.
All right, congratulations, Mr. Hilton Smith. Leading Miss Lipstick and Whiskey is your champion junior Shorthorn Plus heifer. And is that Taven Locke? Taven Locke exhibiting the reserve champion junior Shorthorn Plus heifer. Get you something to believe. Again, congratulations, Hilton Smith, Miss Lipstick and Whiskey, Taven Locke. Get you something to believe. They both came out of the spring yearling heifer class. They are your grand and reserve junior Shorthorn Plus heifers. Now we'll move into the other purebred heifer division. We have Adley Block leading what I hope is safe to say is a Charlet. Orchid. AJB Orchid. Pardon me, this Adley was a scratch. This is moving into the next class, senior heifer calf, calved between September and December 2022. This particular entry was born October 14th, 2023. Wow, that's a misprint. Anyway, Emily, Lori, Lazy H. Dallas.
Really nice October heifer calf to start our AOB show with. Lots of power in this female. I think she's got as much dimension to her from one end to the other. She's obviously, and she's a Charlet female, and we would expect them to have, but she handles it so well. She's a female that with that extra bit of power and dimension that she brings, she ties in. She's really smooth in that muscle structure. You know, and I think we'll see her when she gets back in the ring with other cattle, relax herself a little bit. That's the one thing I'd like to see her do, is just relax on the move. Relax so she didn't want to pop her past her, and just get her to set down a little bit, be a little more relaxed when we get her out and track her around the ring. But really nice place to start. Good heifer calf. Look forward to getting her back into our lineup.
All right. Next class will be our spring yearling heifers. This is your other purebred heifer junior heifer class. We have 2 entries in the spring yearling heifer class. We have Jacob Laurie leading Lily and Joey Patton leading Miss Pride, HB Miss Pride. Jacob's heifer was born April 6th, 2023. Joey Patton's heifer was born March 15th, 2023.
Really nice pair of these junior yearlings in our AOB division. And honestly, and I think it's obvious, where you can really see some differences in these cattle is just from a management condition standpoint. I think her red Angus heifer is a little fresher made. Along with it, she's got more than enough adequate rib, has enough power to her for her breed. I think she's a female that's sure got a lot of good in her, and I think just the freshness and the way she ties in into her front end structure carries back into that middle, I think, so to her advantage. Young man that's got the Charolais heifer, he's frustrated with her, but let me tell you, man, I'd rather see you be frustrated trying to drag her than have her drag you. And so I have no problems with the fact that she's taking her time coming around the ring. She's bigger than you. She knows she doesn't have to push it if she doesn't want to, but you're doing an awesome job. You got a big, stout cow. There's a tremendous amount of just total dimension in this female. Big top, big hip, big rib, and honestly, if we could just, you've done such a good job of taking care of her, you've probably put a little more condition on her than she needs. But she's a good cow, got a lot of future. Congratulations. Give these guys a nice hand for bringing them out on a good pair of females. Congratulations.
Results from the spring yearling heifer AOB class is first place Joey Patton leading Miss Pride, and in second place was Jacob Laurie leading Lily. Now we're on to our cow-calf pair class, exhibited by Rendell's Land and Cattle Company. This is Rhodes Kiss This, born March 3rd, Sure. So I guess the female or the mother was born March 3rd, 2022. Reynolds Land and Cattle Company, Rhodes, Kiss This.
Really nice 2-year-old limb flex female. It's doing a nice job. And I'll be real honest with you, if you're not used to showing cattle, you got to be a special kind of showman to want to bring a cow-calf pair to the fair. And I mean, when my kids were growing up, they always wanted to take a cow-calf pair. And I was like, you can't work any harder than trying to show a pair. Young lady's doing a nice job. And this is a really nice 2-year-old. Got a nice udder under her. She's doing a great job. But it is just, you got to be a little extra special want to get a pair out, bring them to the ring, have one presented like this one is, doing a nice job on a 2-year-old. It's got a good bull calf behind her, calf that looks like he's got a lot of future. So give this pair a really nice hand. Congratulations on bringing a good set of cattle to the ring.
All right, entering the ring now is our champion drive for other purebred heifers for the Junior Heifer Show. Other purebred heifers, this is our champion drive. We have Miss Emily Laurie, Joey Patton, and the cow-calf pair led by, not sure, but owned by Reynolds Land and Cattle Company. Then in second place, our reserve is Jacob Laurie with SKS Lily. He is your second place from the spring yearling heifer class. Excuse me. Well, they didn't have her name. I'm sorry. Didn't have it. I apologize. Clara?
Wrap up our AOB show, and it's always fun. You got a variety of breeds out here, so you have to look at these cattle, and you kind of look at them from, the perspective of what their breed brings to you, what you'd like to see, and whether it's Charolais, Red Angus, Limb Flex, the different aspects that these cattle bring to the ring. But again, and I talk about it over and over, and I really want to point out the fact that all of these cattle in the ring, they're high quality. To me, they represent really good genetics. They represent really good breeding pieces that you can, as breeders of cattle, you can make some improvements, you can do some things with. So it's a good lineup. We got a variety of kinds, which you're going to expect out of breeds, but there's sure no lack of quality in any of these cattle. So give these young exhibitors a really nice hand. We'll pick our champion and reserve in our AOB division. Good set of cattle. Congratulations.
Your champion, all other purebred heifer, is Miss HB Miss Pride, led by Joey Patton. Okay. And then Emily Laurie with her Charlet heifer. Lazy H Dallas was your reserve champion, all other purebred junior heifer. Again, congratulations, Mr. Joey Patton with Miss Pride and Emily Laurie, Lazy H Dallas. All right, going to roll into our junior crossbred heifer division. Get the 24 Colorado State Fair Junior Heifer Show. Our junior crossbred heifers, our first exhibits: Ethan Garner, showing Peaches. She was born March 1st, 2023. Ethan Garner, Peaches. And then Colton DeForest. He'll be leading Betty, who was born March 5th, 2023. These are your spring yearling heifers from March to April of 23.
Really nice division to finish up our heifer show with. A nice pair of these crossbreds heifers. Going to use the young man's black heifer. She's the power heifer in here. She's got a little advantage, I think, when we start talking about true product, performance, kind of how much these cattle bring to the ring. I think she's still fresh in her condition. She just shows a little more power and a little more true dimension. Young man's red heifer that comes next, the orangey colored one. I really like this female. She's probably as freaky made in her front end as anything we've seen. She's got as much extension from her shoulder forward and just really long neck, shows some length of body, length of top. You know, when we compare the two heifers, the orange heifer standing second, she just doesn't have that extra punch or power or dimension, any way you want to call it, as the young man's heifer does above her. They're both fresh. They're both in good condition for junior yearlings. We're just going to have a little more cow power in this young man's heifer to get around the black one. So good set of cattle. Congratulations. Give these two guys a nice hand for bringing them out. It's been a nice lineup for our crossbred division. We'll look forward to our Supreme Heifer Drive.
Well, then, did All right, we need to congratulate the spring yearling heifers that just left the ring. Colton DeForest is your pure crossbred champion entry with Betty. Junior crossbred heifer led by Colton DeForest. That was Betty. And your reserve champion is Ethan Garner with Peaches. And I guess it's safe to assume that Nicole Anderson with lightning is a scratch. "30 minutes. 30 minutes. After the 30-minute break, we will do the Supreme Heifer Drive. Then we will go into Showmanship. After the Junior Showmanship will be the Angus sponsored Showmanship. Is that correct, Kenny? Oh. At 4:05, we will do the Supreme Female Drive, then Showmanship, then the Angus sponsored Showmanship. Too loud? Can't hear? Oh. At 4:05, after our 30-minute break, Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our Supreme Junior Heifer Female Drive. That was silly. Our Supreme Junior Heifer Drive. We will start with the reserve champion, award winners first. And we would like to please make it a warm welcome for Miss Erin Michalski and Nicole Weathers. They are members of the Colorado State Fair Board Authority. They have come to watch the Supreme Heifer Grand Drive for this afternoon's show. Again, Miss Erin Michalski and Nikki Weathers. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. All right, Emily's making her way into the ready area. Her partner is rather stubborn, but she's gonna get in there and get that heifer exhibited one way or another. I did not announce our judge earlier today as the FFA kids stole my bio, but we have Mr. Chris Sankey. He is from Council Grove, Kansas. They raise Angus, Brangus, and purebred Angus, and Mr. Sankey has judged many shows for many, many years. A lot of expertise here, young people. We need to listen to how this man critiques your entries and what he's looking for. These are your reserve champion entries. In our Simmental class, we have Hilton Smith, our reserve champion Angus is Adeline Lee. Your reserve champion Hereford is Charlie St. Louis. Your reserve champion maintainer is Lana Johnson. Your reserve champion Shorthorn is Ashlyn Berg. Your reserve champion Shorthorn Plus, Taven Locke. Other purebred reserve champion is Miss Emily Laurie. And your crossbred reserve champion, Ethan Garner. The Junior Breeding Heifer show is heavily sponsored by very generous sponsors. Colorado Farm Bureau, for example, is sponsoring a $1,000 cash award presented to the Supreme Junior Breeding Heifer. Colorado State Fair Board of Commissioners is going to award a buckle to the Reserve Supreme Champion Junior Breeding Heifer. Colorado State University Department of Animal Sciences, Dr. Kevin Pond, he went away a while ago, sponsors a traveling trophy for the Supreme Junior Breeding Heifer. Frontier Genetics, Dr. Mark Reitzenstein, DVM of Kersey, Colorado, will award buckles to the champion showman in each division, senior, intermediate, and junior. And the Cruise Ranch in Kimball, Nebraska will provide a cash award paid with premiums for the Grand Champion Junior Shorthorn Plus Association. The American Angus Association has quite an explanation of their sponsorship based on registration and accuracy and their parameters. It's a very deep description of what their parameters are. Colorado Angus Association the champion heifer will receive $200 and reserve will receive $150. And they will also get Angus Showmanship banners. The Gelvie Association, Miss Linda Schaefer, offers 20% of the total premiums offered in the individual breeding classes in the Junior Gelvie Show. Colorado Simmental Association, Rocky Mountain Maine Anjou, and the Rocky Mountain Shorthorn Association, Dr. Rick Leone, have cash awards vested in this Junior Heifer Show. In the ring presently are our champions. Our Simmental champion is Miss Ella Rogers. Our sim-influenced champion is Jackson Walker. Our Angus champion is Joey Patton. Hereford champion, Cashley Chambers. Our Maine Anjou champion is Jackson Walker. Our maintainer champion, Cassidy Schofield. Our Shorthorn champion is Paige Parker. Shorthorn Plus, Hilton Smith. Other purebred champion is Joey Patton. And our crossbred heifer champion is Colton DeForest.
We'll get ready to finish up today, and this is really an impressive lineup of heifers. And talked about it all day as we went through here. You know, we maybe we haven't seen the most numbers come through the ring, but I truly, honestly believe if you want to go out and find high-quality livestock at any state fair, you're still going to come back to these same cattle in most every situation. These are good cattle. These exhibitors have brought some of the really good ones that I think you could leave here. You can go to take these cattle and go down the road to other places, and they're going to be just as competitive. We're going to be at the same spot at the end of the day. They're still going to be standing in the ring. And I think you can look through our breed champions, you know, with our Semi and our Sim Plus, and through the Angus, Herefords, and the Mains maintainers, all the way back to our Crossbreds. And these are just good cattle. And what I appreciate the most about them, for me, as for standing in the ring and getting to look through these cattle, I think there's a lot of similarity in every one of our breed champions. Compare them to the ones standing on either side of them, and I'd like to think that you could see that we've tried to select cattle that are kind of big-bodied, bulky-made, attractive cattle, and realizing that, you know, because we're showing them, there is some added value to being able to put a little bit of extra look in one. And those of you that make your living selling show cattle, you know how hard it is to maybe get that extra bit of look that they got to have to make them bring some more dollars. So I think these are the producers of those kind, and I think these are the kind of cattle that will propagate that. They look like they're made the right way. They're as sound, I think, as we can get them in each breed coming out of there. You know, and like I said, every one of them's got a place we could tweak them a little bit, but I think that's picking on a really good set of cattle. One thing I do know, though, it is a great set of young showmen. These kids have worked really hard. They present these cattle right. They've put a lot of effort into them. All you got to do is look at the hair coat on these cattle, look at the way they're fit, the way they're managed, and you can tell that this is a group of young individuals with their families and whoever's involved. They know a lot about bringing cattle to the ring prepared and ready to go. And I say it all the time, if you want to be a champion, you got to look like a champion, and every one of these could be the champion. It's a good lineup, good set of cattle. I'm going to walk around them one more time because there's about 8 or 10 options available to me in this ring that I think they could all be our females to win with. But give these exhibitors a nice hand. We'll pick our champion in reserve. Congratulations on a good set of cattle.
Congratulations to Mr. Joey Patton, who with his Angus champion heifer. Joey Patton is your supreme champion selection with his Angus entry. He receives there's a tremendous amount of American Angus Association, but he's going to get $1,000 from the Colorado Farm Bureau. Miss Tara Nolan is the agency manager. He receives the traveling trophy from Colorado State University Animal Science, a banner from Colorado State Fair Authority. And he also gets quite a complicated award from the American Angus Association. So there's quite a few parameters in there. Adeline Lee has entered the show ring to take Joey's place. She is the reserve champion Angus heifer, Miss Adeline Lee. And congratulations to the Reserve Supreme Champion female led by Ella Rogers, tag number 1212, entry number 202. She was your Simmental champion heifer, and she is the Reserve Supreme Champion heifer in our Junior Supreme Champion 2024 Colorado State Fair show. She will receive a belt buckle sponsored by the Colorado State Fair Authority Board of Commissioners and a banner from Colorado State Fair Authority. And she also is going to get some, the Colorado Simmental Association will chip in a cash award based on how many total premiums were offered at this particular show. Quite a few parameters there for the Simmental Association. Next, we will have our Junior Heifer Showmanship competition. We will start with the senior division first. They're 14 to 18 years of age. There are 12 entries. And after we get our Supreme Champion heifers back in their stalls, we will start the Junior Breeding Heifer Showmanship contest.
But one of the advantages of doing showmanship at the end of the day is you've all been pretty much in competition showmanship-wise ever since we started this thing. And we're not going to spend a lot of time reworking all of you, because I've seen you come through the ring. I've seen you work these cattle. I've seen you do what you do. And so we could go through a lot of motions and probably going to end up at the same place that we always have, because the thing about showing cattle, and you all are really good at it, you understand that it's about presenting these cattle as smooth and easy as you can and giving me an opportunity to see the best that they've got and what they can offer. And, you know, there's not a lot of reason to just go through and nitpick at all of you, because you're all really good showmen. It's easy to see this isn't the first time you've been in the ring. You've all been pretty competitive all day long. And like I said, showmanship, just because we're doing it as an official showmanship class, it doesn't change what we've been doing all day. And you've been competing for this from the first time you came in the ring. So that's an advantage to me, because I can tell you the ones that I've seen that have just done it like I'd like to see it done. And it's all about personal preference when you come down to showmanship class. It's about, you know, who's doing it the way I like to have my family or my people do it when we're showing our cattle and giving me the best look. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time out here critiquing them. I think you need to give them a nice hand, because this is a pretty competitive bunch of kids showing cattle. They all understand what they're doing. They know how to get it done. My congratulations to them. We'll pick a champion in reserve. We could go 10 deep in here or 12 and still come up with a lot of good ones, but we're going to have to pick 1 and 2 out of this deal. So, again, congratulate them. I'll show you a champion in a reserve. Nice good set of showmen all the way through all day. Congratulations. Even better, I get to pick a top 5, which makes me feel better, because it's gets down to kind of nitpicking and cutting hairs when you start picking out 1, 2, and 3, whatever. So get to go a little deeper. That makes me feel a lot better, because we got a lot of good showmen out here. Again, congratulations. I'll show you the top 5 that I've got put together. It's been a lot of fun to go through them. Again, congratulate them, and we'll pick our next 4 down.
Kit Carson. Yes, sir. Thank you. Congratulations, Miss Ella Rogers is our champion junior breeding heifer senior showman. She is from Kit Carson County, and they get their mail in Burlington, Colorado. So Miss Ella Rogers is your senior junior breeding heifer showmanship champion. And Cashley Chambers from the Hereford division in Pueblo County is your reserve champion junior breeding heifer showman. Congratulations, Miss Chambers. And there's kind of a list of we've got Jackson Walker from Weld County is 3rd. Joey Patton from Weld County is 4th. $13.85. Lana Johnson from Larimer County is 5th. It looks like Paige Parker might be 6th from Pueblo County. So the champion senior showmanship, all breeds, will get a buckle from Frontier Genetics. Dr. Mark Reitzenstein, Kersey, Colorado, is going to award custom buckles to the champion showman in each division, senior, intermediate, and junior. So the intermediate class is next. Sign up at the double doors on the west end. At this point, we have Emily Laurie, Taven Locke, and Jacob Laurie in the intermediate showmanship division. These exhibitors are 11 to 13 years of age. On to the intermediates.
Well, again, like it's been in our senior division and like it'll be in the next division, these kids have already been, their showmanship skills have been on display ever since we started this show, and they started bringing heifers to the class. So we're not going to go through and work them and spend a lot of time with them. We're going to just go ahead and congratulate them and tell them now, all three of them, what a really good job they do, and and realizing you're kind of at an age where maybe these heifers can manhandle you a little bit. it's a possibility that, you know, those things happen to everybody. So it's not, don't get discouraged, just continue to kind of fight the battles and do the things you got to do. But this is a good set of intermediate showmen, young people working pretty hard. Congratulate them now, but be sure and tell them when they get out of the ring just how good a job they did. So congratulations, we'll pick our champions.
Oh, Emily Laurie. All right. 2, 1, 3. Okay. And congratulations to Emily Laurie, who is your reserve champion intermediate showman. So Taven Locke was your champion intermediate junior heifer showman, and Emily Laurie was reserve champion. Taven will receive a buckle from Frontier Genetics. From Dr. Mark Reitzenstein and his family, their clinic in Kersey, Colorado.
Angus Showmanship.
You bet. Entering the ring now is our junior showmanship entrance for our junior heifer show. And in the ring, we should have Ethan Garner, Adeline Lee, Charlie St. Louis, and Hilton Smith.
Well, it's a great way to end up my part of the Colorado State Fair is to get to judge these young showmen that have a lot of future. And it's been a real privilege to come out here. It's been a lot of fun, and I just give you a little personal side point here. Probably 40 years ago, my wife and I and our kids, we brought cattle, we showed at the Colorado State Fair, and it provided a really good learning lesson for my son. We were here showing cattle. He was, 4 or 5 years old. He loved to bring his trucks and tractors, and we'd bring him along, and he'd sit and play by the show ring. And the lesson he learned is when we got done showing and we took cattle back, well, he came up and he went with us back to the ring. left his trucks and tractors sit at the show ring. And when he realized it, when we came back, they were no longer there. Somebody had got to be able to take advantage of it. So it was a great life learning lesson on, you know, you better take care of your stuff or somebody else is going to take care of it for you. So it was a lot of fun then. It's been a lot of fun now to come out here. This is a great way to end up. Give these young showmen a big congratulations. Be sure and pat them on the back when they get out of here, because it's a good set of kids and they got a lot of future. So congratulations. We'll pick our champion in reserve.
Congratulations goes to Miss Charlie St. Louis with her Hereford heifer. She is your champion junior showmanship exhibitor. Charlie St. Louis from El Paso County. And then we have Adeline Lee from El Paso County with her beautiful black heifer. She is your reserve champion junior showman. Exiting the ring is Ethan Garner and Hilton Smith. Thank you for participating, and we hope you enjoyed your afternoon at the Colorado State Fair Junior Heifer Show. Thank you, Mr. Chris Sankey, for your time and expertise, and for... I know, I'm still thanking him. Now he has a special showmanship sponsored show from the Colorado Junior Angus Association and the American Angus Association. He's going to evaluate our Angus showman. Junior heifer Angus showman.
Well, this is a great way to wrap up a full day of showing. And the thing I'll say for these two Angus showmen, if their heifers weren't broke, they're getting broke now because they've had enough trips through the ring and they're getting this opportunity. And if you're an Angus person that shows Angus cattle and you're a junior Angus person, then you know that the most prestigious showmanship event in the junior world for us is the Junior Angus Showmanship at Angus Junior National. You only get one opportunity to go. Each state gets to send 2 representatives, and they only get to do it once. So you only get one shot in your life to compete to be a National Junior Angus Showman. I can see that we have future competitors here. The young man's got a little age advantage. He's getting closer to the right age to go. Young lady's got a great future to get there, and it is something to strive for. It is, in the Angus world, it would be considered one of the premier events to get to go do. They pick a top 5, and if you can be top 5 in the United States in the Angus Showmanship class, you've got something to be proud of. Just getting to compete is pretty special. So it's been a lot of fun, a great way to end up. Give these last 2 competitors an extra hand because they were willing to come fight it one more time. We'll show you our champion in reserve. Congratulations.
And congratulations, Mr. Beck Paulson, with the Colorado Junior Angus Association and the American Angus Association. So as Mr. Sankey described, Breck is a qualified contestant at the National Junior Angus Showmanship Contest. Is that going to be this summer or next summer? Will that Junior Angus contest be this summer or next summer? Okay. Well, Breck will be the Colorado representative, and we're sending a tremendous showman. And Mr. Sankey has been showing Angus cattle for over 40 years from his home state of Council Grove, Kansas. I think he's got a cousin in the rodeo business too, and he did admit that. So whatever rank bulls they turn out must be rodeo stock.